Hey everyone, this is D-Vase from the Mormon News Roundup. Today I want to share why I chose the name D-Vase as my pseudonym. Yes, I wasn't born with this name, and how it connects to one of the most haunting stories that Jesus ever told. So let's rewind just a little bit. When I first went through the LDS temple, I was given a new name, Lazarus. At the time, it felt mysterious, sacred, even chosen. But as I later found out, it wasn't unique to me at all. Every man who went through the temple that day got the exact same name. Not exactly the personal spiritual moment that I was led to expect. Anyway, Lazarus is a loaded name from the Christian tradition. Most famously, he's the guy Jesus supposedly resurrected from the dead. Literal resurrection. In the Gospel of John, chapter 11, Lazarus is the brother of Mary and Martha and is a close friend to Jesus himself. When Lazarus falls gravely ill, his sisters send word to Jesus, but by the time that Jesus arrives, Lazarus has already been dead for 4 days. Despite the mourning and disbelief of the crowd, Jesus approaches the tomb, prays to God, and commands Lazarus come forth. Miraculously, Lazarus emerges from the grave, still wrapped in burial cloths. This resurrection is portrayed as one of Jesus' greatest miracles, a powerful demonstration of his authority over death and a foreshadowing of his own resurrection to come. But there's another Lazarus story in the Gospels as well, and this one's just a little more disturbing. In Luke chapter 16, Jesus tells a parable about a poor beggar named Lazarus who lies at the gate of a rich man, longing for scraps of food. Eventually, they both die. Lazarus is carried by angels to Abraham's bosom, a symbolic place of comfort. But the rich man? He ends up in Hades, a place of torment. From across a great chasm, the unnamed rich man pleads for just a drop of water from Lazarus to cool his tongue, saying, "I am tormented in this flame." But Abraham replies that the gulf between them is fixed. No one can cross it. Now, Jesus never names this rich man in the parable, but over time, Christian tradition started calling him Dives or Dives, not because it was his name, but because the Latin Bible used the word Dives, meaning rich man. The name stuck, and for me, I chose the Spanish pronunciation. Dives became shorthand for someone on the wrong side of a spiritual reckoning. So why would I choose to name myself after him? Because while I was given the name Lazarus, I never really felt like a Lazarus. If anything, I've always identified more with Dives, not because I'm super duper rich, but because I know what it feels like to be on the wrong side of a chasm, to look across at something truth, peace, hope, and feel like you just can't reach it. That's what it felt like leaving Mormonism, realizing that the certainty I once had, the status, the narrative of salvation, it was hollow. And by the time I started asking hard questions, it felt like the consequences had already set in. Like Dives, I was staring at something I once ignored and now simply couldn't touch. For me, Dives isn't a name of admiration, it's a name of reckoning, disillusionment. But it's also a reminder that what you believe has consequences, and sometimes waking up to the truth means acknowledging just how wrong you were. So when I started the Mormon News Roundup, instead of using the name Lazarus, I chose Dives. Not because I see myself as a villain, but because perhaps I understand Dives best. He represents the painful clarity that comes after the story you told yourself falls apart. Now maybe that's just a little too heavy for a 5-minute video, but that's who I am, and that's why I go by the name Dives.